I came across these waste paper baskets, and then I also picked up 2 of these jingle bells. I used some gold spray paint, and I just spray painted both the baskets. I came in with my jingle bells, so I'm going to take them off the string, and then I'm going to take some black spray paint and I'm going to spray them. Once those dried, I'm going to go ahead and spray them with some white vinegar. I'm going to come in with some gold spray paint, and then I'm going to just lightly spray paint over the vinegar, and I'm going to drill down through the top of my waste paper basket. Then I'm going to take the ribbon and I'm going to remove this bow, and then I'm going to take the ribbons and slide them down into the hole. I'm going to hot glue it in place. Nice embellishment. I'm using some greenery here, just using hot glue to hold it in place. Then I'm going to reattach my now vintage jingle bells, and this is my finished Christmas bells here.
I'm beginning with the Dollar Tree Christmas tree. Disassemble the tree entirely and then removing all the branches and setting those aside. I am using the white branches from the original tree to measure out multiple branches. For this step, take twine from the Dollar Tree and 3 of the branches to combine them into a fork type shape, mixing together a combination of flocking powder and fake snow in a container. Once the branch is completely covered, dip or coat the branch in the flocking powder, and you're going to want to let the branches dry overnight. Take the original metal rod that was part of the original tree. Next, you're going to start adding the smallest branch bundles and continuing the process all the way down the metal rod. Secure the bottom of the twine with a little hot glue. Use a popsicle stick, cut it in half to hot glue it to the base of the tree. From there, take a plastic bowl. I glued the base of the cup to the bottom of the bowl and mix together plaster of Paris with water as directed on the package. You're going to pour the mixture. Once you've mixed it all together, take a couple pieces of burlap, gather and wrap the burlap around the base to cover the bowl completely. Using a piece of rope from Dollar Tree, wrap it around to secure the burlap and tie it in a bow. I hope this inspired you to try this Dollar Tree farmhouse Christmas tree project.
First, we're going to start with these large tongue depressors, and we're going to cut those in half. And then we grabbed an embroidery hoop, and we're going to take those little pieces of wood that we cut in half, and we're going to glue them at the bottom. This is going to be the base of our centerpiece. Next, I grabbed this little wood tray. I hot glued that in. Then I grabbed my little ornaments and glued them up one side. Then I grabbed one of my flowers. Then I grabbed this little pearl branch and held that down with a floral wire and made a cute little bow. And we're gonna wrap those twinkle lights all the way around. And this turned out spectacular. I love the way this turned out.
I'm gonna start by preparing my box, you guys. And I'm gonna paint this with Wise Owl's chalk synthesis paint. This just creates a really nice base. I've painted around the entire box, right? So we're gonna decoupage this box. I'm gonna do this in sections. So I'm gonna put this first row down. Once the paper dries, those wrinkles will go away. I don't wanna put a ton of product right under my paper because then you'll see exactly where you stop and start. I'm gonna fold this paper over. I'm actually gonna use my scissors to trim my corners. I'm just gonna kind of decoupage it and lay it down, and it's barely noticeable. We are going to seal this with a marine grade sealer. And that's it.
I mixed 2 parts of buttermilk color acrylic paint with 1 part water. I dipped each of the small pine cones I had selected into the paint mixture until they were thoroughly coated. The next step was to get a white styrofoam cone. Using a generous amount of hot glue, adding the cones all around the styrofoam cone. Simply turn it on its side and cut off the excess styrofoam. Just use your hot glue to attach your styrofoam cone to this base. Take your excess pine cones and cut the tips out of them and use them to glue into the empty white spaces. There you have it, a beautiful natural pine cone tree ready to display all winter long.
The first thing I did was paint the bottom of each crate with the color green. Once the painter's tape was in place, I used chalk paint in the color white to paint the corners so that it would define the Christmas tree even more. I hot glued LED lights into place. I had 1 strand per crate. I hot glued some Christmas bulbs into place to help create the beautiful Christmas tree. And I hope this inspires you to create a faux Christmas tree of your own.
So we're gonna start with the folded side down, and I'm going to do one hot glue line across the base, and then I'm gonna go across in like a really thin zigzag formation towards the opening. We're gonna take our next bag, we are going to lay it right on top. So we're gonna continue doing this until all 7 layers have been secured, cutting a V formation. So starting at the center and going outward. So we're just gonna make 2 little triangles, and you can make this as big or as small as you'd like. So now that these cuts have been made, we are gonna fan this out and we are gonna join the 2 ends together. See how pretty this is? And there you have it. Here is my finished product of my rustic paper bag snowflakes.
Go grab an old screen window to create this beautiful holiday project. So I've gone ahead and cleaned it up. I've given the wood just a little bit of scrub, and I'm just gonna give it a quick paint. And you can see I've added just a little bit of green over the blue paint. I've gone ahead and collected a whole bunch of baubles. So I'm gonna start hanging my baubles, and you just need to take this little wire and poke it right through the screen. So I'm just gonna keep working my way up. So we're trying to create a tree effect, a cone effect. And on the back, you're gonna start pushing these all down. Who would have guessed that an old screen window could look so beautiful decorated for Christmas?
The first thing I'm going to do is turn one of my bowls upside down, gently push with a hot, high temp, old glue gun, and it's going to melt a hole right through our bowl. When you have your holes all in a circle, you just want to try and melt that part right between them so that it'll pop out a big circle for you. Sand off those rough edges. Feed these through the hole, and then I'm going to bundle this back up again. Now I have my second bunch, and I'm going to just put these right through the same hole. And now we're going to add one of our large bowls like so. I'm just going to add a bead of the adhesive right around the top here, secure that bowl right to the bottom bowl. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my second bunch. So I have 2 lights from each of my strands, and I'm just going to put that waterproof clear tape right across there. And we have a little top on our beautiful lighted tower. I'm gonna cut some of this and put it down around the bottom. And look how pretty that is and how it glows at night. And make some of these for yourself for Christmas this year.